This game was going to be a disaster. It turned out not to be because the Raptors love to try hard. Let's go to the film room. RJ Barrett had a career high 12 assists tonight after an 8 assist performance, and I thought it was because of his unbelievable driving gravity. Finding Jakob Poeltl in the pocket here, recognizing that there will be 2 to the ball, so he rises up over top and makes this pass to Ochai Agbaji. Catching the ball in motion always makes RJ so much more dangerous. Grabs it, pick and roll, lob threat, and he goes up with it. And all of this is created by the finishing ability of RJ because he's able to demand so much attention with his own drive. It collapses the defense and he's able to make passes for others. I've broken this down before, but this was maybe the most poised version of it. Speaking of poise, I thought this was a great decision, realizing that Jakob has the switch inside. Instead of just chucking up the 3, he just lobs it up over the top of Anthony Davis, and Jakob finishes through. Speaking of that driving gravity, he is relentless at getting downhill, draws 4 bodies, finds Gradey, who hits the 3. So this is a Spain pick and roll with Jakob and Gradey involved, and great job by RJ recognizing and throwing the lob to Jakob. Another high pick and roll between RJ and Jakob. He might have got away with a carry here, but nonetheless, good wraparound pass for the finish. This time off of isolation, has the smaller Reeves on him, so of course help is going to come. He finds Davion Mitchell, who knocks down the 3. Obviously they're going to help off of Davion. Good job that he made those shots tonight. But more than anything, I was impressed with his poise as a playmaker, not rushing into shots or passes, but making the right read at the right time. And he helped the Raptors get back into a game that was ugly as hell. Like disgusting levels of basketball. I was at the game, little credential over there. And honestly, I looked over to a couple of the media people beside me. I'm like, man, this is over before it even started. Like it was done, right? But again, 5-6 games in, the Raptors have shown a relentlessness, thank you very much, of not giving up. They gave a damn. And so they fought back into this game. They made it about a 13, 14-point game in the third quarter and then brought it within single digits in the fourth quarter. They forced LeBron and Anthony Davis to play basically their full minutes, which is impressive for a game that felt over in the first quarter, right? It just felt like it was done. And they clawed back. Big time, big shout out to RJ Barrett. I didn't even talk about the scoring and the finishing and the shooting from RJ because honestly, that's just another video for another day. The thing I was most impressed by was the decision making. He is the guy right now. We're going to talk about another guy in a second, but he's the guy who's going to have all of the attention on ball, right? No Scotty Barnes, no Emmanuel Quickly. You have all of the usage, my guy. Let's see what you can do with it. And tonight, masterful. Really, really incredible work from RJ to, 1, get the Raptors back into the game, 2, assert himself as a finisher inside, driving the basketball. That's not easy to do against the Los Angeles Lakers, who have Anthony Davis inside, who have the size of Rui Hachimura and LeBron James as well, and Jackson Hayes on the weak side helping and whatnot. Like, asserting yourself as a rim presence against this team is tough. It's a hard thing to do. And I thought RJ Barrett did an incredible job. The playmaking, the decision-making, the poise in the pick and roll. And, Darko Rajakovic said as much in his post-game press conference. He said, I am a big RJ believer. I believe in the guy. And yes, he was great at playmaking, but I actually want more from him as a playmaker. And it makes me think that he wants him to run second units once this team fully gets healthy. Yes, Scotty will be on those lineups, and Scotty will do a lot of heavy lifting too. I would imagine Scotty and IQ get paired. Scotty and RJ will see their fair share of pairings once these guys get healthy. Baby steps for now for a team that has struggled with the injury bug. But that being said, just want to shout out RJ off of the top of this video, because I think he was exceptional. That being said, I want to talk about Gradey Dick, who again made another career high moment here. Third time in a week where he breaks his career high. Saturday first, 25 points. Wednesday, 30 points. And tonight, 31 points against the Lakers. He shot the ball. I think this was his best shooting game of the season. He was 5 of 11 from behind the arc. Made his threes. Made them in a bunch of different ways, but I think it was some of the other stuff, and I wanted to highlight some of his buckets. Let's go to the film room. Catching in motion is such a big thing with Gradey, and watch him not even have his feet square, turn around, jumper, splash. Again, catching in motion and being able to do something with it is really important. Just one dribble, pull up, right over Anthony Davis. Above the break, a nice little stutter rip gets Austin Reeves off his spot and settles into a floater. Folks, stutter rip is a pretty hard move to nail down. Jimmy Butler excels at it. I've been working at it in the gym. The little Sorry, I won't do sound anymore. Let's continue. This is the stuff that really excites you though. In transition, pulls up into a three, using his handle to rise up in those moments is massive. Used as a screener, attacks the weak foot, drives, and a wild hook shot over Anthony Davis. The finesse continues for Gradey Dick. Here he is as the pick and roll ball handler, uses Jakob and settles into a mid-range jump shot. Same stutter rip move here, this time off of the catch. So stutter rip, settles into a step back jump shot. I mean, this is just unreal basketball. More of that on-ball creation, high pick and roll, gets downhill, and finishes with the scoop layup. And this is the high degree of difficulty three-pointers that I want him to eventually make. In movement, catching on the go, well contested, hitting the shot in a clutch moment too, to cut the Lakers lead. And so there's a whole bunch in there, right? The finishing package, it's the pull-up jump shot, the stutter rip that he broke out today, the movement shooting, all encompassing an offensive star, in my opinion, eventually, right? Like, yes, of course, he needs to improve on the other things, but like, you look at what Gradey can do on the floor, and the way that he's shooting the ball right now, in rhythm, the mid-range jump shots, the three-point shooting was great tonight. And, when that happens consistently, that that's going to be a really, really major swing point in his career. There's not much that this guy can't do in terms of scoring the ball as presently constructed. I do not see things that he has struggled at so far this year on the offensive end. Yes, he will have to improve as a playmaker as there is more attention added to him. So it's like, hey, when it's two to the ball, you got to be able to make the read. And I think his size and length will help him eventually do that. But as far as scoring the basketball goes, he has shown that he can do it in a variety of ways. Pull-up jump shots, that's something that's exciting. That gives you that star potential that I've been talking about. The finishing at the basket, attacking closeouts, being an off-ball savant in terms of movement, shooting, all that type of stuff, makes him an elite player to pair alongside RJ Barrett and an Emmanuel Quickley and a Scotty Barnes. Really, really great fifth starter for you. And then the other stuff, the finishing around the basket, the being able to settle into a jump shot, being able to settle into a pull-up jump shot, but also doing it, creating on ball, that's special, right? We just pull-up Trey has talked about Gradey and how much they are excited for him. I think this whole network is really excited for what Gradey has potential-wise. Masai was talking on the broadcast of what they see potential with Gradey. You go back to the rookie season for Gradey Dick, and it's interesting because of this player that I'm going to talk about. He had all of the little things down, right? For a really long time, people were like, Gradey Dick is the little things king. He made the right effort. He was grabbing and crashing the offensive glass or grabbing the rebound or, deflecting the ball here, or he made this timely play or this timely pass, and it kind of caused positive, effective, impactful basketball. But the jump shot needed to come and the scoring needed to come. And that stuff was what eventually pushed him into eventually becoming a really, really impactful player. And now we see him fully blossoming into what he can potentially be. Jacoby Walter tonight in his debut against, his childhood friend and whatnot was a little things king. He struggled to shoot the ball tonight, but I want to note his activity in general. Swings it, relocates, tries to catch it. This is some really great work. And honestly, some good looks as well were created just off of his handle. I actually really like Jacoby's handle so far from what we've seen today. Here he is, just watch the constant movement, cuts through, pops out, relocate, dribble handoff, nice pump to get Dalton Connect off the spot, and settles into a mid-range jumper. This was created off of movement too. Great pass by Jonathan Mobo, who had a few nice assists here. Finishes through contact. And that's another thing with Jacoby Walter. He had a high free throw rate in college. He was pretty good at drawing fouls in the summer league as well. That's an area that I'm really intrigued by because it doesn't seem like physicality phases him. I think he embraces contact, and as he gets better at finishing, at driving, etc., I think that's an area where he can lean on more often. You know, really picturesque form from Ja'Kobe Walter, just didn't make his shots tonight. I think that will eventually drop and it'll make him a much more dynamic player. Here he is attacking the closeout. Great job doing that and settling into floater. Also thought he had a great eye for the ball rebounding. Had 6 rebounds tonight, 2 of them offensive, diving for the ball here, crashing for the offensive glass here as well before getting blocked. And again, embracing that contact, right? Watch him grab this defensive rebound with 2 Lakers nearby, just jumps over them. And here he is with probably his highlight of the night, this chase down block on Rui Hachimura, using that length, using that physicality. And so, yeah, Ja'Kobe Walter didn't pop offensively. He didn't necessarily pop defensively either. I thought there were some moments where he kind of slipped up and maybe he was too excited, truthfully. So he broke down communication or he missed a rotation and whatnot. And so that is natural as a rookie who is playing in their debut. But I think in terms of energy, in terms of hustle, in terms of trying to do the right things, in terms of being in the right place at the right time, in terms of making the right calls, Ja'Kobe Walter had a pretty successful night at his rookie debut. And honestly, I'm excited to see what happens. At this point, I have no idea. I can't be out there and being super excited and be like, Ja'Kobe Walter's looking like a future. I can't say that right now. I'm not going to jump off that ledge right now. But I do think he's pretty damn exciting. And he's pretty damn cool. I think he has a nice little smooth jump shot. His handle looks tight. You know, these are things that I think didn't apply to Gradey Dick when he first came out. Like, they were working on the jump shot a little bit, and they were working on his handle a little bit more and creating and whatnot. And I actually think Ja'Kobe is a little bit more ahead of Gradey was last year in terms of the on-ball creation. Yes, the shot didn't drop tonight. That's fine. The shot will eventually drop. That's what they drafted him for. But I'm intrigued by some of the other stuff he has: length, physicality, willing to embrace contact, all that type of stuff that makes him a really, really intriguing rookie. And folks, you know, I've been mentioning this a lot, but I think it's worth mentioning again. Masai Ujiri has said that, you know, especially today on the broadcast, he said that they're looking for developmental wins instead of actually focusing on the wins and loss column. It's a very cute way of saying tank, but at the same time, I think he does have a point. You know, you look at Ochai Agbaji, who's turning into a legitimate NBA rotation player, even without the jump shot, but the jump shot is coming through, and that's a major thing. He's turning into a rotation player in the NBA. That's a developmental win. Gradey Dick turning into what he has so far, developmental win, and who knows how much further he could take that. RJ Barrett refining his game, maturing, and Darko Rajakovic also placing the confidence and putting him in a system that really allows him to thrive. That's a developmental win too. And you're looking at these rookies. You're looking at Jonathan Mobo, who shows flashes. Ja'Kobe Walter, who has shown a flash so far. Jamal Shed, who has shown flashes. Ulrich Shamshi is a ways away, but you have most of these rookies showing some level of promise. It's not to mention, you know, Scotty Barnes, who, of course, is dealing with that injury. It was great to see him on the bench tonight. That was great news. I mean, the fact that he is, one, able to be out in public with the lights, with the whole eye thing happening to him, is great news. Like, that's incredible, given how long it was just a week ago that fracture happened. And so obviously that we'll see what happens with Emmanuel quickly. Jakob Poeltl, I know I wrote about it last couple weeks ago, but I do think he's having an incredible season so far. And so if we're looking at developmental wins, there's a lot of them for this Toronto Raptors team. Yes, you want that to eventually turn into actual wins, and that's the process that the Raptors will have to go through this season. Tough schedule ahead. We'll see what happens. Vince Carter jersey retirement night, which is going to be sick. I know folks on Raptors Republic, apparently, you know, I did that video essay, and a lot of comments not happy about Vince's retirement. I, for one, am. And I think it's going to be a really, really cool moment. I implore you to, one, watch that video essay, and two, embrace it because it's your history. Folks, thank you so much. Subscribe to the Raptors Republic channel. As always, like, comment, do the things you guys do to make this video go to other people that might be interested in it. And we will, I dropped the mic, and we will see you guys later. Take care.